All right, welcome back to another vlog, and this one is going to start off a little bit different because I am not just going to be staying here in the studio. I've got an exhibition or show to attend because I have a piece in BWI, and we're going to the reception for that today, and I'm really excited for that. So I'm hoping to get a few pictures and maybe a few clips for this. There's a lot that I want to talk about that's happening this year because I haven't made a YouTube video since last year. Happy New Year, by the way. But yeah, I've got a lot of things going. I got a new portrait that I'm going to be talking about probably later on. And then also that's a really good painting that I kind of want to talk about. Next month, I have a solo exhibition that I'm preparing for. But yeah, the piece that I have on exhibit right now is actually the first of my Ice Storm series that I painted last year and I plan on continuing this year. Yeah, that piece is on display right now, and the reception for that exhibition is today, and I'm really excited to be going to that to once again talk a little more about my art with other people, not just to, friends and family, but to other people that are, aspiring artists and creators and important people as well, including any gallery owners or people that are putting on the exhibition. I'm really excited to talk to them as well, because one of the things that I'm trying to do is connect more with the people within the local art industry here, and stuff like this, putting myself out there and actually getting out of the house is what I need to do for that. So my anxiety is through the roof right now, but luckily I think I'm managing, and I'm excited to see where today goes. All right, so yesterday was pretty cool. The reception was really nice, and I got to talk with a good amount of people that were there, especially the local artists that were participating in the exhibition that I was a part of. And actually the person that is putting on the exhibition for my solo show next month was there as well, and so I got to talk to her again. And one of the things that we were talking about was, for the show, something I was worried about before was what kind of pieces I was going to be putting into the show, and so I sort of was scrambling in my mind whether I should go a certain direction with it at first. And then I had started working on these floral pieces because that was something that I was interested in doing more of. But I had remembered by the time I had gotten these two pieces finished, I had this thought in my head that I should probably check my exhibition application to remind myself what kind of art I put in that portfolio, so I'm still lined up with the vision for the exhibition that I was chosen for. And one of the things that we talked about was that I originally said that I was going to be putting portraits into it, but I had this idea of incorporating some of these floral pieces that I've been working on recently. And it was a good conversation because ultimately she was open to incorporating those pieces, especially since one of the pieces I have now is actually the Flower Girl portrait that I exhibited last year with them at the same location, actually. That's a really nice piece of mine that they said they were surprised it hadn't sold yet, but that's something I feel like is my fault because I don't really talk about trying to sell my art enough. But anyway, I'm gonna be incorporating that piece into the show as well. And because that piece itself is both like a floral and a portrait, it works for the show and what ultimately will be the collection of artworks that will be on display. So I am really excited to really talk about on this channel, me preparing for that show. One of the things that's on my mind right now is that I need to get frames for all of these pieces that I've chosen to be in the show. I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish this piece and get it framed in time for the show. And I need to finish up this stuff really soon. Well, I have to finish that really soon, but what I really need to do is I have to get frames for all of these, and I'm hoping to get that done soon. I also have some logistical things to do. I want to update my website, I don't know if I'm going to be showing any of that, but that's something that I know I have to do. So I'm just kind of like going through things that are on my mind right now. Been pretty busy, so my mind is kind of like scatterbrained. And now my heat is coming on, so I'm just going to take that as a sign to cut the clip here. All right, it is Saturday. In less than an hour now, I'm going to be meeting with a client for a commission project. I'm excited about it because this is a client that I met last year at the First Sundays Arts Festival. And yeah, just a busy day ahead for me because I'm going to be doing a lot of logistical work today. Just a lot of stuff on my website. I'm working on a big website update. And I also had an idea for a project, a big project that I'm going to be doing later this year. Sort of just going to be going through the positives and negatives to see whether or not I'm going to be pursuing that project. It's a good idea, and if I do definitely decide to go with this project, I'll be letting you guys know on YouTube, because I feel like that you're going to likely be a big part whether this is going to be a successful project for me. Kind of teasing you a little bit with this project, but you'll understand if I choose and then I make a video about it. You'll understand what I mean. And yeah, just a pretty chill day today. It's kind of a gray and cloudy outside right now, but I'm excited to just kind of put my head down and focus after I meet with this client today. So yeah, I'll be chilling here in the studio, working on this painting a little bit as well. And I'm also working on my comic. And if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I am working on a manga inspired project. And I actually have a second channel that's called Ricky Hawkins Art. And that one is specifically focused on, you know, sort of comic and illustration art, or comic and animation art. That's something I'm building up more this year, especially with this comic project that I have. So if you want more info on that, check out that channel. Okay, so I just finished meeting with my client, and not only am I doing one piece, but I'm doing 2 pieces for this commission, and it's gonna be really exciting. I'm not gonna go into like any details for, I guess, confidentiality, but I don't know how important that really is. I'm just gonna be respectful of, I guess, client privileges. But I'm doing a portrait of the same style, similar style, I should say, because they are gonna be slightly different on these 2 pieces of wood. My client is a woodcraft artist that sells at different shows and vendor shows like that. And I met him last year doing a vendor show selling his woodworkings. And this commission is gonna be for 2 of these pieces that he works on. He works on different types of wood, but these are the 2 that he's going to be paying me for. I'm really excited because this is like sort of something that I've always envisioned me doing as an artist trying to make a business for himself. You know, working with clients to use my art in their own, whether it be for personal or for their own business as well. And yeah, it's along the road of me becoming an artistic entrepreneur. This is something that I've always saw me getting started with. And so it's nice to see that this kind of road that I've paid for myself, I'm finally taking a few more baby steps along that road. So I'm excited to get this done. The timeline projection that I asked him about was for it to be finished in March. So that's really easy and doable for me. I always put a lot of pressure on myself to try to meet timelines because it's not something that I've always been able to do well. My heat's kicking in. Hopefully you don't hear too much of that noise. But yeah, really excited to be doing another interesting portrait because I'm going to be working from a reference that he gave me. It's an interesting one because it's not a photo reference, which I tend to be most comfortable working with, but it's actually another piece of art that I'm going to be adapting the style from. And since my style is definitely way more realistic than the piece that he gave me, it's still going to feel really good to me, for me personally, because I'm still going to be putting in a good amount of my own creativity into the pieces, I guess, since I have 2. I'm also starting to really see how my work is affecting people personally because I've had people sort of make remarkable statements about me and my art recently, which is always nerve-wracking to me. Like at the reception that I had on Wednesday, 2 of the people who were a part of the organization who recognized me and my work, one of them called my work kind of iconic. And that is, as I work as an artist, I try to be very humble. Having a heart of humility is something that is really important to me. But to have people speak very highly about myself and my work is something, it feels like a drug, because like it feels really good to hear it, but I know that it can be very detrimental to my mental and my personality if I let it get to me. I like the praise that I get, but I know that it's something that I know I can't be too into getting. And so that's something recently that's been on my mind. And I'm also very self-analytical and, very inward looking. I'm very self-conscious about almost every little thing that I do. So the fact that I'm getting pretty good praise like this, which is very much welcome. It's something that I'm learning to deal with, and not that I am asking people to stop praising my work, because it is what it is. I don't know why I'm talking about it. Again, I'm very self-reflecting and critical of my own self, so that's just what's in my mind right now. I feel like that this is a good place to stop the video if you're interested in how this commission comes out, and also how this piece turns out, and learning more about my journey for this exhibition that I'm having in March. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out my website as well. On my website, I have prints available. Update coming very soon on that website. And also you can subscribe to my newsletter on my website to be directly in communication with me, because I will be trying to use my newsletter this year to get news from the studio directly to you who are subscribed to my newsletter. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more. We got more stuff coming from the studio, so be sure to stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video.